Hi, everybody, and thank you for watching our video. We are the Dawfin Design Lab team, and we are working with MetaGeek in order to help develop a already made human resource platform. We sat down with the MetaGeek team and came up with a couple ideas on how we can improve it, ultimately deciding on one how might we, which was how might we redesign Dawfin so that it removes the negative stigma between HR and employees, knowing that New school HR promotes culture, growth, and connection, unlike the negative stereotype of old school HR. And we really liked this. How might we? So now we're going to pass it off to Allison, who's going to talk about some of our interviews and how we've gotten to where we are.
So in order to empathize with HR managers properly and see what they wanted out of their HR software, we talked to 4 different HR managers. First, we met with Dawfin's own HR manager, Cole Pelosi, the company's MetaGeek, and then we reached out to some more HR managers at some larger companies like Holly Troxel, Melissa Schaefer, the HR manager at is the HR manager at Holly Troxel, Idaho's largest law firm. And then we talked to Lacey Henning at Thornton Oliver Keller, Idaho's largest real estate agency, where she is the HR manager. And then finally, we talked to OneStone's own HR manager, Kristen Goodwin. Now, Tanner will talk about the insights we gained from these interviews and what we did with them.
A few of our insights were companies highly value HR software and will invest generously into it. HR defines the culture of the company directly and indirectly through its actions. HR software tries to be the master of all trades and ends up the master of none. A few of our problem statements were negative stigma between HR and employees. Multi-tool software is often unsuccessful, and complexity oftentimes makes human resource managers' jobs harder. And from this, we created an empathy map with 4 quadrants: feel, think, do, and say. And a few examples were from the think quadrant: HR software can make an HR manager's job more difficult. And from the say quadrant, Holly Troxel wants to promote a culture of family. Now off to Ryan, who's going to talk about our how might we and some potential solutions.
Well, how might we, if you don't know, is a solution to our problem statements. So we originally came up with numerous ones, but eventually settled on one that we believe accurately portrays what we were dealing with and the solution to it. So our current how might we, which is as of right now, states, how might we redesign Dawfin so that it removes the negative stigma between HR and employees, knowing that new school HR promotes culture, growth, and connection, unlike the negative stereotype of old school HR. So this explains the disconnect between how HR is right now and how it's still perceived by its stereotype, and also explains what we're going to try and do in redesign Dawfin, try and bridge this gap by promoting culture and growth. So up here are all the ways we have found to improve the Dawfin platform from our research. So the research mainly centered around stereotypes because we have to deal with the nagging stigma that centers around HR being too disciplinary. And we wanted to focus on how other companies and people have dealt with negative stereotypes before in the past. So in all, we looked at Stanford Workplace Stereotyping Advice. They have like a set of really useful guidelines. Other HR managers, police officers, gender inequality in the STEM fields, and then other technology-based companies. And so with all this, there's a trend of advice around it. And so they all included raise awareness against the bias, which in our case is the stereotype, promote a growth mindset, be very transparent of the rules and the criteria of success. And so with all these, you know exactly what you're getting with your HR manager. And from there, once you've laid a foundation, you can further promote growth and connection. So now Tanner and Avery are going to talk about prototypes.
So for our prototypes, we wanted to obviously solve everything that Ryan just talked about. So we came up with 4 names that might help reduce the stereotypes around HR instead of Dawfin. We came up with the names Optimize and Easier Eyes, along with Reline and Skilly. The 2 that we were most excited about were Reline and Skilly, because Reline, we want you to be able to rely on your HR manager and use it as like a helpline. So Reline. And Skilly, because Skilly HR has a stereotype around it, so there's almost this need to be kind of silly, but we want you to be able to have skills while being silly, as silly as that is. And now And we also wanted to help add features to Dawfin that might help reduce stereotypes around HR. Mostly things that allow HR and employees to regularly interact. That way, employees understand everything that their HR managers do for them and how much they are actually on their side. Along with other features, just like making goal-oriented features for HR and employees to help tackle together and stuff. So now we're gonna hand it off to Alani so we can wrap up the presentation.
So what we're looking for in feedbacks are suggestions for other ways we can improve Dawfin and potential great names for Dawfin. Right now we've had listed 4. Is there a certain name that you prefer and why? These would be really helpful so we could learn more about your opinion on our project. Thank you so much for your time with our Dawfin Dlab presentation.